Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world or whatever time you'll be watching this video. So, my dear subscribers, I am just curious to know something. Like, how many of you are Jamaicans? And this is in two parts. So, how many of you are Jamaicans who live in Jamaica? And how many of you are Jamaicans who have migrated overseas? So whether you migrated when you were a young child, a teenager, or an adult. And if when you migrated overseas, particularly Canada, US, England, if you went overseas and you furthered your education. So the reason why I'm asking is I see a lot of, and this is going to be mainly the Jamaican Americans, right? So Jamaicans who have been naturalized Americans. I've noticed that they come on social media and they downgrade Jamaica and persons living in Jamaica as if you're living in Jamaica now, you are, number one, you are stupid. Number two, you have no quality of life because you're living in Jamaica. Now, I want to know if when you become a naturalized US citizen, if that makes you more important than someone who is living in Jamaica. Because I sit and I'm watching, these people on social media and I'm like, are you kidding me? There are people in Jamaica who they don't want to move overseas. They don't want to live overseas. Some persons have visited overseas and prefer to stay home. Some persons have never ever left Jamaica. And they are extremely successful in Jamaica, more successful than a lot of persons who have migrated overseas. So I don't get it, because these persons are coming on social media and touting and flaunting that they are American citizens, and as if because they're American citizens, they are to be regarded higher than if you are a Jamaican living in Jamaica. Now, I get it that Jamaica is a growing economy, right? And okay, America is a first world. So there's no longer any third world, right? Jamaica is a growing economy. So that is the only difference I see between America and Jamaica. Well, America, yes, they do have a lot more benefits available to them. Education, more available. Certain occupations, more available. But that doesn't mean that because you're a Jamaican American, it makes you better than someone who is living in Jamaica. There are persons who are living in Jamaica who have high post-secondary education, tertiary level education, while some of these same persons who are on social media still have the high school, if as much, some secondary, and some just still the primary education that they left Jamaica with. They may have gone overseas, yes, and done courses for certain jobs, which they have, done in the past, maybe some certification. But that doesn't make you higher than someone who is living in Jamaica. And I noticed that a lot of them, they will come on social media and they will want to say everything and anything about someone who is living in Jamaica. But then when you hit back, then they act as if because they're American citizens, you're not supposed to hit back, because for some weird reason they think they're more superior. And I'm trying to figure it out. Why do they think that they're more superior than persons living in Jamaica? You guys need to stop it. Yes, you may have your US passport, but Jamaicans living in Jamaica have a Jamaican passport. Some persons, yes, they may desire to travel. They may not get the opportunity to travel, but that doesn't make them any less of a person than someone who is a naturalized American, or whether naturalized or a born American. There are some persons in Jamaica who they have less stress than someone who is living in America. Believe you me, they're sitting pretty comfortably in Jamaica without having to travel a day in their life. Well, some people in America, Canada, England, they're highly stressed. So don't think that because you live overseas that you're better off than someone who is living in Jamaica. Again, there are lots of persons living in Jamaica who don't wish to leave Jamaica. They have no desire to leave Jamaica. They're very comfortable living in Jamaica. Nothing wrong with living in Jamaica, because a lot of us overseas, as soon as we book our time off, we're running back to Jamaica. So I don't understand why you're looking down on Jamaica, but every chance you get, you want to run back to Jamaica. I don't get it. Because you live in America doesn't make you any better than someone who is living in Jamaica. Again, lots of persons living in Jamaica, highly successful, very comfortable, very happy with their lives, and have no desire to live overseas. None whatsoever. You guys need to realize that you're not better than anyone who is living in Jamaica. Because when you look at a lot of you living conditions, it's worse than persons living in Jamaica. You guys need to stop it. Stop it.